which pocket knife, or just what knife in general, would be best for me to carry every day. Is there a knife out there that does everything that you really need it to do? Well, let's talk about it in today's video, shall we? And there is something to be said about pocket knives in general, like the two I have in my hands right here. Now, this pocket knife right here is what I refer to as, it's a tactical pocket knife. It's a snake eyes pocket knife, and as you guys can see right there, it's a little bit different than this pocket knife I have right here. Both of these are really good pocket knives, but they're made for a couple of different things. This is more what I would consider a work pocket knife, where this is more of a tactical pocket knife for self-defense reasons and stuff. But the big question is, what other types of knives are there? Or what other types of knives should you be looking at for things like that? Now, I will say that there are things along the lines of like this buck knife right here. Now, some of you are probably thinking like, well, why would I carry that every day? And that's exactly the point I'm going to get into right now in this video. Is the fact of the matter is that buck knives are not exactly ideal for that, but they can be used for self-defense. And if you're an outdoorsman, also if you're just somebody that wants to carry something every day, you know, SHTF sets in, or if you live in an area where you might have a hard time getting home and you might have to stay out overnight, buck knife's a good idea to have on your person. I've actually been asked before at work why I'm carrying this, and I tell them all the time, it's just like, well, because I can, and that's what I like having. I like having a multitude of different knives on my person every day, and it's just good to have for various tasks, and also for self-defense, obviously. But it does come with a sheath. This knife right here actually came from Harbor Freight. I will say that you could buy this same, well, a knife that's similar to this. The reason I bought this one is because it's actually cheaper, and it's pretty much the exact same knife that you could buy, the best buck knife. Not as high quality, but it's under half the price. And those knives are going to run you about 75 bucks. You can buy them at pretty much any store. You can go to a Lowe's, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Bass Pro, you can go to anywhere and buy those knives. But this knife I have right here in my hands came from Harbor Freight. Great little knife, great little sheath. You do have to be careful though about how you're wearing this on your belt, because anything with snaps on it, a little bit hard to get that to keep snapped as it keeps going. I'm not a big fan of the leather sheath so much as I am the hard plastic ones, just because these stretch, they wear out. If they get wet, they're not as ideal, and they just don't hold up as long. I do like leather now, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to this type of stuff, other thing you got to think about for self-defense, if you have to get your knife out quickly to help defend yourself, anything with a snap on it like that is just going to be a hindrance to you. And with that being said, let me go into another knife here. This Guideman right here. By the time that you unsnap it, this is what you would also go into like a folding buck knife type scenario. You see a lot of people that carry the old timers like these, and this is the Guideman version of an old timer. I will say, again, cheaper price point, same knife though, guys. And those old timers have gotten so expensive. I remember that my grandfather and my dad actually carry a lot of old timers. We still have a lot of old timers, but I'm doing this from a price point perspective as well today. So Guideman, I have a lot of their products. I have flashlights made by them. I've got, and they make some neat little knives, like ones that you can wear around your neck and a little hard plastic sheath. Great. You can wear it underneath your shirt. People don't even realize it's there. Great little knives. And Guideman's becoming a very popular brand, guys. And I will tell you guys that they are definitely somebody to keep an eye on and watch out for. But any of you guys that have had an old timer, that right there is a great knife, about a third of the price of what you would give for an old timer whenever you get down to it. Now, I am going to get into a multi-tool here, because for those of you guys who do a lot of work and you're thinking about something, how does this classify as a knife? Well, I will tell you, first off, it does, because it has a couple different blades on it. You buy them, they got the fingernail clippers, opens up, got pliers. This is really ideal for anybody that's, I carry this every day as well. It's just a great little tool. Actually, these Cap multi-tools, you can buy these for about 25 bucks. Some of the greatest multi-tools I've ever had. I've never had a Leatherman. I've messed with them some, but I honestly like this little cat tool better just because of what it has. I mean, I'm not saying that I would never buy a Leatherman, but it's just something. And for those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, Leatherman is like the go-to for survivalist preppers, and really just anybody that wants a great little multi-tool. That's what everybody seems to buy, because they're such high quality, and they're just such a great little multi-tool. But I will say that this one right here, for a cheapie, I don't want to carry something that high dollar on my person every day, just in case if I lose it or I set it down somewhere, because I do have a bad habit sometimes of setting stuff down. If I get distracted, if I'm trying to do something else, then I got to come back to pick this up. I don't want anybody walking off with a $300 Leatherman where I can just have them walk off with this, if they're that type of person that's just going to carry it off. And things along those lines, if you're also that type of person, then it's just great. And that's why these pouches are also nice, because I am really good about putting it back here. I've only left this setting around, I think, like once. Since I've got it. It's also a great color scheme. You can really see it, the yellow, the black. It kind of contrascends there to where you could actually see it more. Multi-tools, at the end of the day, I recommend getting a stainless steel one, and stay away from the cheapest ones that you can possibly get, guys. Those $5 Walmart jobbies and stuff, not ideal to have. But like I said, this one's 25 bucks. It's a nice little price point. Comes with this little case. The problem with cases like this is that they never hold up with a strap on the back. As you can see, mine's been glued actually twice now. That's all Gorilla Glue, guys. I put a lot of Gorilla Glue on it to make sure that it would hold up, because I do like wearing it on my belt. Really though, you got to be careful, because this stuff will start giving, tearing here on the back. That's the only thing I don't like about these pouches. I wish it was like a steel clip, or this was made out of metal, and you can just slide your belt loop all the way in and like went all the way through or something like that. But for what it is, great little thing. And yeah, that's also an idea for you guys if you have these and you need to fix it. Give you guys a closer look there. It's just clear Gorilla Glue, guys. Basic Gorilla Glue. Little deal there. You can get this multi-tool out quick. Not ideal for self-defense, obviously, but great little tool to carry if you're be working every day. Well, that being said, let's get into something that is good for self-defense. OTF knives. As you guys can see there, OTF. I've showed you guys this knife before in previous videos, and this is a contingency by Black Scout Survival. To give you guys a quick little rundown of this knife, I'll show you guys. It's got switches on the front and the back, or the top and the bottom, which means you can deploy it however you want. With a lot of these OTF knives, they only have one switch and they're always at the top, so you'd have to do that. And then if you were trying to reach for it, you couldn't really get down there to the button if you were holding it like this. Now, the clip did come off of this one, as you can see by the holes right there. It does have this thumb ring on top though, so if the clip was still on it, it would actually, this actually sticks out above your pocket. And for those of you guys that don't know, if you're ever in a situation, and if you haven't been trained for it, you will panic, and you will kind of go into this deal, and it would be kind of fumbling around. That's where that thumb ring is so handy. What's great about a knife like this is, though, has that DNA collector on top. So if you have to use this knife to defend yourself, and I have used this knife for a variety of different things, it has held up extremely, extremely well. Check out BlackScoutSurvival.com, guys. I'm not endorsed by him, or I don't even get anything off of it, but check out like what they have over there for survival gear. Now, I will say this knife was $180 then. It's about $220 now. Sometimes he does do specials, so check that out and make sure if you're interested in this knife, or if you want any more reviews on this knife. I do have 2 videos on this channel that I've put out already reviewing this knife and actually saying how well it's held up. I've had this knife now for about 3 or 4 months, and it's been put through its paces a lot, guys. I've just been using it for a variety of different things, and making survival videos, and just been doing some stuff, and just been holding up extremely, extremely well. Things to consider. Also make sure, though, that you are obeying any of the laws in like your respective area, because in some areas the OTF knives, they're not allowed. They're just not something that like people really want you to have, especially in a big city setting. From what I understand, I don't know. I don't live in the big city, but if you do, just make sure that you're following the rules, the law, and everything will be fine. So at the end of the day, though, guys, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of different types of knives, from pocket knives to OTF knives to multi-tool knives to, you know, the old-timer knives, or the old-timer similar knives, buck knives, and Bowie knives and everything else in between. I don't have those in today's video. I'm trying to keep this video as short as I possibly can. I've showed you guys a bunch of Bowie knives. I have a bunch of videos on here about that as well, doing reviews on various Bowie knives and different things along those lines. And guys, check out a lot of our other videos, because we definitely have a lot of different things on there and on this channel. And there's a lot of things that you guys would probably like. If you like today's video, be sure to give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, and if you have not already, subscribe to our channel, because we can't do this without you guys. And that's the reason that I make these videos every day, and or I should say we here at General Exploration Discovery actually make these videos every day. It's for you guys and to be informative and to give you guys the information that we think you guys either want to hear or you need to hear about the particular thing, guys. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and carrying a self-defense tool, if you're not comfortable carrying a gun, then definitely consider carrying a knife. And, you know, if you're acting in self-defense, there's nothing wrong with carrying something to make you or your family or anybody that you're with a little bit safer. Just make sure that you are being safe in the way that you handle these things, because just like a firearm, a knife can be dangerous too if you're not handling it correctly. If it slips out of your hand or something, if you don't know what you're doing, just make sure that you are being extra cautious as far as that goes as well. At the end of the day, though, guys, God bless each and every